firefighters from the Granite Mountain Hotshot crew located in Prescott. We're doing next of kin notifications as we speak. It's a very tragic situation, and we're working to do a full investigation. So all that information will be forthcoming when the investigation is complete.
Talk about the conditions they faced while they were down there trying to knock down these flames and unfortunately became overcame by the fire.
You know, this fire was very radical in its behavior. The fuels were very dry, the relative humidity was low, the wind was coming out of the south. It's turned around on us because of monsoon action this afternoon. That's what caused the deaths. It was the change in the radical behavior of the burning fuels. They were just caught up in a very bad situation.
And I know there was a lot of fuel. You were telling me earlier this area has not seen a fire in quite some time.
That's correct. We have not had a fire in this area in over 40 years.
And the drought in this area, you said, also didn't help.
Yeah, the drought, you know, the whole state's been in a drought for over 10 years. It's caused a lot of problems, causing a lot of fires in our state around through the southwest region. Again, this is a very trying time for us, and we're doing everything possible to work with the families and to make sure that they're taken care of.
You still have 200 crews on the ground right now that have a mission that they have to keep focused on. So how are they handling this, and what's being done?
It's very trying. You know, we want everybody to go home after an incident, and that's our number one goal. The number one objective for our incident action plan is always the safety of the firefighters and the first responders. There was a catastrophic failure in, you know, the whole situation with the fuels here today, and we're looking into that, and I'm sure a lot of information is going to come out of this situation.
Where do things stand right now? Because that firefight continues, and it will continue for quite some time.
Yes, you know, just to go on to talk about all the other losses we've had with structures in Yarnell. We were able to save all the structures here in Peoples Valley. We did evacuations early on. We evacuated Yarnell. My understanding from our operations individuals that are out on the incident in the heat of battle are saying there's just massive amounts of structures that were burned going right down to the middle of Yarnell.
And what kind of structures? Homes, businesses?
A little bit of everything, it sounds like, unfortunately.
So what is the plan of attack tonight?
We're going to have crews out. We'll have all of the resources that are on the ground. We're bringing in another probably 200, 250 more you know, individuals for to add to the resources that are already on the ground. So we got 2 Type 1 incident management teams that are coming in to help us with this, and we have just a lot of resources coming in.
Any containment so far?
No containment at all.
No containment.
No, we have no reports of any containment. You know, trying to get some anchor points and all that laid in, but it's very difficult with the weather.
The last number we heard was 2,000 acres. Does that stand, or is it growing? Has it grown?
That again is an estimate, just from aircraft talking and just us listening in on that. It could be even more than that. The fire really spread on us today.
And 20 firefighters were missing earlier. How was the one that was able to escape?
My understanding, he got back to one of the other crews, and he was fine.
Again, these guys have been working, guys and gals, tirelessly for hours now. What is being done? How are you swapping them in and out?
That's on a rotation through the operations section, and the operations section will look at all of the resources, and then they'll actually have the night crews go out and do their part of, you know, making sure that the fire doesn't spread anymore. That's what our main missions are.
Talk about the weather. Earlier it was incredibly windy. We heard thunder, we heard lightning. It appears to have moved on, but that can change at any moment.
This is the monsoon. That's why it's the monsoon. We have radical weather. We have lightning strikes that start other fires. We've got fires throughout the state right now. We have the winds that change. That's what happened today and what caused this tragedy.
Well, we are sorry for your loss, and thank you for the job that you do.
Yeah. We have the sheriff's office here. Dwight's going to talk a little bit about the evacuations that took place.
Dwight Dievlin?
Yeah, from Yavapai County Sheriff. First of all, Scott Masher, our sheriff, is just devastated by this news today, and he just can't believe it. And a lot of these folks, he thinks he might even know, because they're all local residents, most of them from the Prescott area, that work these teams. So he wants to express his condolences, and is still here at the command post and will probably be here through the night. For our part at the Sheriff's Office, we're completed our evacuations to date, Peoples Valley and Yarnell. And so our role right now is to secure those neighborhoods and maintain roadblocks, basically. And that's what we're going to be doing through the night tonight.
Talk about those roadblocks. I know at one point 89 was shut down south of Yarnell. Does that remain in place?
Yes, it is still shut down south of Yarnell. There is a roadblock. So people, we just ask them to stay out of the area. It's been a devastating day, and we need the opportunity to let the fire crews get in here, move this equipment around, and it's really for their safety and the safety of the folks that are still here.
Where do people go for more information? People who have been evacuated.
The American Red Cross has set up a shelter. I don't have that particular information with me right now, but a lot of that is available online. I know Yarnell Fire Department has an excellent website running with 24-hour information. Folks can go there and get a lot of details right from the website.
Now, this is your second major fire in less than 2 weeks. This has got to be tough.
This is tough, and this one, as Mike said, just got out of hand quickly. It started as a fairly small, what we thought was contained fire yesterday, but it just the winds and the dry area just fed the fire. So it's been tough, and our condolences to these firefighters who go out there and do just a hero's job, and had done so at the Dosey fire, and to be caught up in this is just an absolute tragedy. So that's all we have from the Sheriff's Office, and again, Sheriff Master is just devastated by this.
All right, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And that was just finishing up a press conference tonight with the sheriff and also Incident Command. We will bring you the latest in just a few minutes, but also just wanting to touch our thoughts and prayers go out to all those family of those 19 firefighters who died earlier this afternoon.
Katie, I don't know if you've been able to get this or whether they're releasing that information at this point, but was there any sort of attempt to rescue? Was there a point where fire officials knew that these guys were in big trouble and they tried to move in and try to get them out of there?
No, they definitely did. The group of firefighters were actually spotted by a helicopter above in the air, and they noticed them in their shelters. They have these, essentially, it's a shelter that they carry around with them. It's a silver kind of aluminum that they can hide under, and when they see that, they obviously know that they're in trouble. So they saw a group of firefighters in that position, sent a ground crew in to try to rescue them, and unfortunately, we're not able to do that.